Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. But bird's a word. Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a word. Oh, well, a bird.
Right, guys and girls, it's that time again. It's Balls Deep time. So we asked you guys for any video ideas that you want from us and theorize about it. So thank you to Shishant Kumar Singh, Austin Mays, and pretty much all these lovely individuals for contributing to the channel. Be sure to let us know any videos or theories you have by commenting it below in this video or following us on Instagram and Twitter and engaging with us. Anyways, let's get back on topic. The question is, why is Nero following Asta? What is the purpose of Nero? Does Nero have powers? And what type of plot device is Nero? So we will come up with two different theories on what the answer may be in this video, and it's all based upon the knowledge we all have so far, of course. So we will create more theories in the future whenever we have any ideas, or by you chiming in on the topic and helping us out. So without further ado, let's cue the intro. So before we begin, I am going to make pronunciation errors on Black Clover since I mostly read the manga and, you know, watching the anime is quite slow and I didn't pick up on a few things, so just forgive me guys. I'm sorry, god damn it. Alright, so to understand who Nero is, we need to first establish what Nero is. So Nero is a bird, okay, we know that, right? But seriously, it's a bird which within the Black Clover universe, Nero is from the anti-bird species. The anti-birds are small birds that essentially look like swallows in real life, and this is where their inspiration must have came from for their design. Now the anti-birds are capable of sensing mana and will peck at those with low or no mana. Anti-birds will not approach anyone with high levels of mana and will become frightened when they get too close to someone with powerful mana. This is more likely due to them feeling safer around those with no mana at all. However, Nero doesn't seem to have this problem. Unlike the other anti-birds, Nero seems to be more intelligent and willful with his actions, which seems very odd for a mere bird, as most birds would act instinctively, while in Nero's case, he seems to have intent behind its actions. And unlike most anti-birds, Nero also has a slight different appearance, which we will explain in a second.
Why the fuck you lying?
So firstly, let's describe Nero's interaction with Asta in specific. So Nero encounters Asta during the Magic Knight's entrance exam, and from that moment he decides to stick with him and he follows him around. During the course of Asta's adventure and progression within the series, Nero has often appeared and at times guided Asta in a very subtle way, which was first shown to us when Nero takes the magic stone to Asta, and this could be because Nero is simply drawn to the magic item as he senses it, or he wants Asta to know about the stone. Nero later is also shown to guide Asta in the right direction when he is lost, and Nero also has been seen with Asta during his fights and even observing during Asta's casual moments. Now, even after going over Nero's intelligence, we can still just say, well, that's just nothing special about Nero. He's just an anti-bird who has taken a liking towards Asta. That seems pretty normal to me. However, nothing is really coincidence in anime, and this is where we have to go into Nero's appearance. Earlier we explained how he doesn't act like a typical anti-bird, but Nero's design is actually very different to them too. Nero, unlike the other birds, has two small horns on the side of his head. His neck has a fuzzier look to it. Nero also has two arrow-pointed tails. These traits are all very similar to the usual depiction of the devil: pointed horns and arrow-headed tail. The Black Clover universe has already made it clear to us that it's inspired from biblical Abrahamic standpoint, with the churches, the nuns, and the priests, of course, right? So it's already revealed to us that Asta has a demon residing in himself, and he can also tap into that form. So when he becomes Black Asta, of course, this is when we see him grow some horns and wings on the right side of his body, illustrating his evolution to a demon. Now, Nero possessing features which we would find in a devil, it can't just be a coincidence. And to further the point out, Nero attaches himself to Asta, who also has a devil residing in him, and you know, that just poses the question, is Nero really just an anti-bird? How did he just pick out Asta out of everyone? So here is the theory. Nero is actually a demon familiar, or a demonic spirit of someone who also once had the 5-leaf clover grimoire and then took on the body of an anti-bird, similar to how Patoli shares the body of William Vengeance. This possession slightly changed that bird's appearance, of course, to, you know, where he's completely different to how the others look, giving it horns and tail. The funny thing is, even though Asta intended to name Nero Toretaro and Noel wished to name him Sylvan Schnauzer, Lucky's suggestion of Nero has more merit than we all think. Now, Nero means black in Italian. Black is always associated with darkness and the devil, but it's also the name of the Roman emperor Nero Caesar. Nero Caesar is the one of the possible inspirations for the bird's name, since going back to the biblical theology, we know for a fact it has inspired a lot of black clover. Alright, now get ready for your mind to be blown, because preterist theologians need to support the idea and interpretation of the number of the beast 666, as it was the equivalent of the name and titled Nero Caesar. The reasoning behind this was because the name Nero Caesar, written in Aramaic, can be valued at 666 using the Hebrew numerology. We also know for a fact that Tabata, the creator of black clover, gets the inspiration from Jewish biblical mythology like the Kabbalah, and this is a fact, and he has admitted it himself that it contributed to the ideas within black clover. Nero Caesar in the Hebrew alphabet, when used as numbers, represent 50, 200, 6, 50, 100, 60, 200, which adds to 666. And at the time during the reign of Nero Caesar, this number was used to secretly speak against him. Nero Caesar rulership is typically associated with tyranny and extravagance, which may also hint to us the nature of the spirit that possessed the bird. What if it's actually the demon god? The demon god is the mark of the beast within the grimoire and is trying to get out and get revenge on the world. Now, moving on to the second theory that we have, it's kind of the opposite of the first. So before I start explaining everything, this is a warning. This will have a lot of spoilers. Watch within your own discretion. The second theory involves the idea that Nero is actually the first wizard king reincarnated, or Lish's wife Tisha, who is the sister of the first wizard king. This theory involves the idea that Nero is actually a good guy and has the right intentions to help Asta on his destiny as the anti-magic sword wielder that was destined for him, of course. So Asta will be the person that helps unite both elves and humans, just like they originally were going to. The story goes something like this, guys. Lish was actually a kind-hearted person, as we know, and he fell in love with a human girl named Tetia, or Tetia, however you want to pronounce it. But Tetia got pregnant and they were going to have a child that was half human and half elf. Lish and Tetia believed that this child would help stop the constant feud and racism between both elves and humans, and the child would be someone that could progress society for the best. However, one day the humans, I don't know why they did this, but they decided to betray the elves that they worshipped as gods. Humans were jealous of elves and their power, and at the same time they kind of feared them and were scared, so they ended up ambushing and killing all the elves. Lish ended up having to do reincarnation magic by using a large pool of his mana and a heavy sacrifice. Now, we do not know what this heavy sacrifice is yet, but all the elves are planning to come back alive or already are. Lish also summoned a demon god, which Tisha's brother, the first wizard king, fought and defeated, and the elves believe that Tisha's brother, the first wizard king, is the one that told the humans to betray the elves and how to do it, because he was the only one that knew about their location and culture. Lish wants to have revenge on humans basically for what they did to his race and wife. Nero may be the first wizard king or Tisha, but if it is the first wizard king, it would be why he is leading Asta to become stronger and following him around. Nero can see what Asta is like in terms of his personality and ideology. Nero understands that Asta is the right person that could help change society, just like Lish's child might have done if the humans didn't betray elves, and the betrayal happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago, so the wizard king being reincarnated back into an anti-magic bird may be part of the plan that he resorted to. This would be the only way he would be able to save the world, by waiting for a day where Asta would be destined for the swords, and it would kind of be like a curse that the first wizard king got upon himself, because we know curse magic spells exist too. Nero showed Asta the way in the first dungeon, getting him his second sword and helping him out. He seemed to be around all the time and at the right moments to help guide Asta. I'd even say he has a connection to Asta's grimoire and the blades that he wields, since he is an anti-magic bird after all, and they should have some sort of connection. Furthermore, more evidence to Nero being Tisha, or the first wizard king, or basically, you know, someone that was well known in the past, is due to the Witch Queen's reaction to meeting Nero. When the Witch Queen met Nero, she knew what or who Nero is. Her reaction to Nero during manga chapter 101 page 6, it reveals that she has knowledge of the identity, or something weird is really going on with this bird, because she says, "This bird ... and then there's a reaction shot of her face. The Witch Queen then hands off a magic stone to Asta and explains how his swords are from Lish himself, and the demon he summoned required unthinkable mana and a sacrifice. So we also know for a fact that the Witch Queen also has been living for hundreds and hundreds of years and was alive during the betrayal, so it kind of makes sense that, you know, it may be someone she knows of and she has the knowledge. Nero may be showing Asta where the stones are because he knows the true purpose of them and wants Asta to stop the events to occur that happen in the future of the manga, and he was detecting the stones so he can give Asta more power and control over the plans that Lisht has. However, you know, obviously Nero cannot stop everything and the worst occurs, but I don't want to spoil too much in this video. Nero definitely isn't just a regular anti-bird. He looks different from the others, along with obviously being more intelligent. He's attracted to no magic, which explains how he found the second sword, but not why he's collecting the magic stones. Is it because of the first theory that he's a demon and he's evil and he's trying to collect them to get revived, or is it because he's trying to stop Lisht's plan and he's the first wizard king? It could be possible, because why does he sit on Asta's head all the time, like how the wizard king statue is on top of the demon skull? It may be a foreshadowing of the truth behind the bird. A lot of anime do this, such as Hunter x Hunter and Berserk. The creator of Black Clover, he has admitted he is heavily inspired by Berserk, so it would make sense. Lastly, if we skip to manga chapter 156 for example, it is another clue that Nero may be on the good side and is trying to help Asta. It is revealed in this chapter that Nero was with Asta the whole time while he was fighting Lisht and he met him. Nero suddenly pops up when Lisht coming for Asta and he's about to go down. Nero reacts in a manner that he knows of Lisht, and he pokes at Asta's head as a signal of the danger to come, and he's trying to basically communicate with him. He's trying to tell Asta like, look, that's Lisht, I know this dude. So this means if it's the first wizard king who is cursed in this bird, or possibly Lisht's wife Tisha trying to make her husband good again and stopping him from destroying the world, it kind of makes sense that they are with Asta, who has Lisht's swords and the anti-magic power that counters him and that can stop him. Anyways guys, that's just a theory, a bold, deep theory. Nah, I'm joking guys, but you know, I'm kind of tired. I will make more theory videos on this in the future once we get more evidence, and you know, if you guys help comment below and contact me, I would really appreciate it. I find this very interesting, so if you have any other videos you want us to do, comment it below and we will do it. Thanks for watching and supporting us as you always goddamn do, and we see you next time.
Oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. But bird's a word, oh, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a